doesn't measure the strength and the weakness of the market. It only gives you a direction of where the market is going to or where the trend lies. But the stochastic RSI measures the strength and the weakness of the market from the RSI, from the derivatives of the RSI. We have the regular RSI and we have the stochastic RSI. So the stochastic RSI, it takes the lower lows, higher highs of a particular period, and then the closing price of those periods, that is the averages of those prices that it work with. Unlike the MACD. The MACD only just gives us like a notion of where the market might be trending. But the stochastic RSI tells us the strengths, the weaknesses of the market. And then it tells us whether the market also, just like the RSI, is overbought or oversold. And usually, the stochastic RSI, I think 20 is oversold, and then 80 is overbought. Unlike the normal, yes, unlike what RSI, where 30 is oversold and 70 is overbought. And then the normal RSI, it just tells us, okay, the strength and the weakness of the market. But the stochastic RSI takes the lower lows, the higher highs, and the closing price of the closing price of asset for a particular period of time. So it's like it takes randomly, it picks randomly. That's why it derives its value from the normal RSI. So that's what the main difference between the MACD and the RSI. But the MACD does not have like particular values. Doesn't pick lows, doesn't pick highs, doesn't tell you the weaknesses. But it just only tells you the direction of the trend. That is it, sir.
So you, user, which do you use often and which is more, bad way you were to stop using ones? Which will you use and which one will you stop?
Well, I think I like MACD a lot in terms of maybe signals, giving you a signal of what is happening. MACD kind of tells you like, gives you a direction, unlike stochastic RSI. Although the stochastic RSI also gives you a direction of the market as well. But I think for me, I would prefer the MACD. But I would always go to stochastic RSI to tell me, okay, where I should enter and where I should exit. But the MACD does not tell you where to exit or where to enter.
So does anybody have any other thing to add to? Mr.
Sir,
Do you have any to add? Any corrections, observations?
sir, I said I don't know how to use the RSI and the stochastic. So obviously, I don't even.
Wow.
I don't know. That was what I said. Sir. Yes, sir. That was what I said. I don't know how to use the RSI.
Okay, the RSI too, it simply means the relative strength index. People will say indicator. Doesn't matter what you call it. But generally, it kind of keeps you in check with the strength, the momentum with which an asset, a token, whatever, is moving with or trending with. If BTC, if you're using RSI on BTC, it's more telling you RSI is just like fuel gauge. That's just what RSI is. It's more like a fuel gauge. It tells you when the fuel in the market is running out. So when a fuel runs out from a car, what will happen? Even if the car was moving with speed and the fuel finishes, it can't just cut off immediately. It will roll, it will keep moving until there's no more strength and then it will start stopping. if it's probably running on a hill, for instance, you will now see it will start regressing backwards if there is no fuel to continue up. So that is just what the work of RSI is. It just gives you, directs you, like the market is really bullish, is moving on a bullish trend, like there is so much force pushing it upward. And then when it gets to the 70 and 30 marks are just, it's I would say it's personal. If you can decide to use 80 and 20, nobody said it's by force that 70. Well, just what you have to know is that the closer it gets to 100, the more signal is giving you that the market is overbought. So therefore, when it's overbought, the fuel will run to zero because the supply is now more than the demand. The reverse is the case when going down. When it's closer to zero, it means that it's been oversold. So there will be demand. People have dumped, people have done whatever, taking profit. Strength of the market, we need refueling. So most times when it gets to that bottom and you see it starts bending backwards up, you know that yes, they're adding more fuel. You know, it's trying to come back. So that is how the RSI is used. And just like Ms. Nana said, the stochastic RSI is just more like a modified version of the RSI, whereby it measures the average of the high and the average of the low, so, and then it gives you two lines just like the MACD. When those two lines converge or diverge, just like the MACD, they also give signals. So that is like the advantage of the stochastic over the regular RSI. That twisting, just like on the MACD, is very beneficial. But when it crosses, you see that, okay, the market has probably been overbought, but now that it has crossed over, you know, it's coming down, meaning interest, people will start losing interest and then it will drop. And then you see it will definitely come down. Whenever it crosses, it will come down a little. Sometimes it might cross, it tends to be coming down, cross back up again. So all those things can happen depending on the condition of the market. And then the MACD, I should believe that you know the MACD. I won't, you know the MACD, yes. I will have to just believe by force that you do, because everybody that has traded with us knows the MACD. So the MACD is as simple as it looks.
I know the MACD and I know how it's used.
So those tools are helpful. Just like the market you're having today, if you open the RSI on the 1 day, maybe you would have seen that today we are supposed to be having a correction. In fact, there's meant to be correction in the market. The market normally will run. If it's a bull run, just like we have it, we can't that there won't be any correction because it's a bull run. No. There's going to be a correction. In fact, I'm already foreseeing correction coming soon. The correction is now what will stabilize the price eventually. When it corrects and come down, it's going to now pick up those that have been waiting, they want to buy cheap. And then increase the momentum of the market. And then boom. So I will advise that if you're holding your spot, hold tight. If you're trading, trade with caution from today. Trade with caution. There might be a little correction, is just normal. This thing that BTC is doing is showing a sign that the fuel is reducing. It needs to refuel. So while the fuel is reducing, there might be a major, if any news should break now about one of these feuds, the market will probably drop back close to like 52. and probably pick back up to like 58 and then play around there before it comes back up again. So we have to be careful. Just holding, we just hold like nothing is happening. It's already bull run. So anything that goes down will come up, will come back up. But for those trading, especially the futures, John's cry today is just the beginning. Now he will become a little wiser to know that futures is not what he thinks. So what next do we have on our indicator? Mr. Anthony, you have not given us your own indicator.
Please, before
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
please, Mr. Anthony.
Sorry, I didn't get that question. Was that a question?
Yes, I said your indicator. What's about your favorite indicator?
Oh, it seems they've taken it. That is a MACD. Although it's not my favorite. It's not like I know it too well.
So which one do you know so well?
I don't usually have a favorite one. I use them randomly. The MACD, the Ichimoku Cloud. I use them all to do check and balance.
I believe that you know Ichimoku Cloud. So what does the 1 hour Ichimoku Cloud with price below the cloud suggest on a long run?
Like if the price is below the cloud.
Yeah, I'm looking. Someone gave me some money to return it like maybe ending of next month. Well, I'm trying to use the cloud to make my analysis, and unfortunately, the price is directly below the cloud today, and I'm willing to go in. So, what are the implications? What does that mean? Should I go in? Does it mean I can or don't? Remember, it's 1 month I have to pay for the money.
If you really want to pay back, you may need to calm down, no? Because let me put myself together and answer the question, please. This is when it's in the under the when it's in the treat under the this under the this thing. What I usually use more the Ichimoku for is to check where my support and resistance could possibly lie. Like as you asked, if I see can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
I would advise you take a long position under the cloud.
Under the 1 hour cloud?
Yes. And then even in the middle of the cloud, if it finally manages to break into the cloud, that is, it still indicates indecision in the market. So I wouldn't advise you still trade again, because the market could go sideways from there. It could either go down or it could break out to the other side, which you can confidently look forward to longing now.
Okay, does someone else have a correction to make? Happy slow from Mr. Iwo.
The only thing I know about the Ichimoku Cloud, like you said, you don't buy when support and resistance is inside the cloud. So you can't place any trade.
But in this scenario, we're talking about a 1 hour cloud, and we are directly under the 1 hour cloud. But I'm looking at a long-term buy. I'm not buying to make money today. So where does this leave us? Abon!
It's your decision. This is a long trade, so just to wait and get a good support and get a good product to buy and leave it. As far as not a short term, it's a long term, so you're home and dry.
Wow. Apparently, you guys still need some more work on this cloud that you all claim to know how to use. Because we use the Ichimoku cloud to scam pictures, and I gave you people just one.
Like,
What's
Can I
that
say
called?
something?
they say,
Yes, go ahead.
I thought maybe you don't want me to answer. If the candlestick is under the cloud, the most probable thing that you are supposed to do is to go for a short position. Go for a short position.
1 hour cloud.
If you are trading futures. But when I trading
No, somebody gave me money that I'm to return in like a month's time. So I'm looking at the best way to, double this money and return the capital at least and have something for myself.
yes, okay, then if you are going to return the capital just as the scenario as you said, and it's under a 1 hour cloud. If I were the one, I would take a position. If I find a support, I'll take a position and hold it till it gets above the cloud. Because I noticed during this period I've been looking at the Ichimoku cloud, and I'm very, very curious about looking at it. I noticed that if the candlestick is under the 1 hour cloud most times, you see it, sometimes it doesn't just break out as in directly above. The 1 hour thing is even too, especially depending on the side of the cloud. If the cloud is thick, it doesn't even break out. I see it going like something sideways before it breaks, into the cloud, and then it moves, continue moving upward till it breaks. And by the time it breaks out, that particular price that you wanted to catch when it was directly under the cloud, you can't get that price any longer. So if you were to give me highest, I'll just let me just wait for the 1 hour time to close and see where what the next candle will be printing, then I'll enter the trade. Because for my own personal time, I've been looking at this Ichimoku cloud. That's what I've noticed. Once the candle is under the cloud, nearly does it just break above it in 1 hour.
sorry.
And then you know the rules. If it's under the cloud, take a short position. If it's within the cloud, don't take any position. So if it were me, I would look for a support or use other tools to support it and then take a position. Especially those lines that, although that day you said we should switch them off, but I discovered that in my reading, those lines are actually very important. Because they look like they act as they act as moving averages, and those lines even tells you what next will happen, depending on it doesn't matter the time frame. It tells you what actually is going to happen. Just like how you see the MACD, the red one and the blue one. The first day I was trying to explain what those lines were, and you said I shouldn't bother. But those lines actually are part of the cloud. But the cloud plays the major role in everything that happens. Whether it's a 1 hour time frame or whatever time frame. Cloud. Everything respects the cloud.
Okay.
Yes.
Here is where you all feel it woefully. Because the question I repeat is that if
Okay, you say you are paying the money in 1 month's time, right?
Yes, so I have time.
So the reason why we are advising you wait for the candle to close is that since the Ichimoku cloud serves as a resistance, you could from that level now it could if you buy at that level now it could drop more or less. It could drop more. Let's say you're on a long term, so from that point you should be expecting it to break up. You are expecting a breakout, but from that level now it could also be resisted down, and you could miss a cheaper price down.
But ordinarily, the keyword there that you all are still missing out is keyword time frame. Ichimoku cloud is not meant for 1 hour. A strategy used Ichimoku cloud for 1 hour does not mean that is how it was designed.
Let's put it in my ears.
Somebody
No,
gave
I
me
said
money
time
that
frame. I think it doesn't matter the time frame.
somebody gave me money that I will be returning in a month's time. What will I be doing with 1 hour Ichimoku cloud if he likes? Let it be inside or even under inside the cloud. You are supposed to use a 1 day or 1 week or 3 days, an entire time frame, the Ichimoku cloud. That's just the keyword that everybody missed out.
So,
There is no business with 1 hour Ichimoku cloud when I'm looking at 1 month trade. If you like, let the cloud be inside the candle. It doesn't matter. Because I'm looking at a 1 month trade. So I should be looking at least a higher time frame as low as 1 day, if not 3 days or 1 week. So if the Ichimoku cloud happens to, hold the price inside or under on a bigger time frame, yes, then I can now consider other options. If it's below the cloud on a 1 day time frame, yes, I can now consider a short position. Remember, the money that was given to me is meant to be paid back in 1 month. So I cannot be trading 1 hour candle. Because it's below the cloud now, I have to start shorting. Someone said I have to start shorting. It's below a 1 hour time, 1 hour time frame, or 1 hour Ichimoku cloud. It only means that if you were scalping or if you were doing a day trade, you want to do futures.
even like that, we still need to bend it.
Or you just, you want to know the condition of the market before you do your normal day trade. You can use 1 hour candle, use it with the 4 hours MACD. That's just one strategy. There is another strategy that you use 4 hours Ichimoku cloud and the Bollinger Band. There are different strategies that all work. So that is just one strategy out of many. But on a normal trade line, so nothing else. So if on a higher time frame like this, I happen to find my Ichimoku cloud still under the cloud, then I'll have to just look for another coin or just wait and see suddenly recover.
Is there a hole?
Price coming back up. So is that very clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
And as for the lines of those moving up
Does he
and
have anything to choke inside?
IQ span and the rest.
Mr. Ram, the Jones?
Why I said you turn it off was because we had a strategy which didn't need any of that. In fact, we needed less noise on the chart.
Is there a hook?
The lagging span, if you look at your Ichimoku cloud, like the default setting, how it appears on default, you notice that there are 3 lines. The other 2, red and the blue, I think moving averages. Why I don't usually advise money is because there are moving averages are there is 9, there is 15, there is 12, there is 20, there is 22. Now,
You can't fix this thing.
if you have to use the MA there, it means you have to understand the strategy of the MA you're using.
It was fixed above.
I know how to use, like, I personally am not a very big fan of moving averages, but I use 20, 50, 200.
You hooked there.
There are
How?
taxes that you use them to apply on a chart. 2050, you know about, I think everybody here knows about the golden cross and the net cross. That's 50 and 200. And on the lower time frame, not so low, maybe, let me say in medium time frame, you have 20 and 50. When they converge, just like the golden cross, it's always a boom. So if I need moving averages, I'll go and set my own moving average the way I want and with the parameters that I want. And then for the lagging span, which is it's actually more like a mirror of old charts. The lagging span is like counting 26 behind the current candle. And then the lagging span usually tries to replicate what the candles are doing. So to me, I really don't see much reason to stress on that. What I use the Ichimoku cloud for is I detect my support, resistance, direction of the market. That's basically Ichimoku cloud. The Ichimoku cloud is very strong. If you're shorting, for instance, you like shorting, when you see the cloud resisting the price, it's usually a very good shorting opportunity because when Ichimoku cloud, when there is, most times if the price wants to break above, like you want to cross over the top, it usually crawls just like this, crawls and it's looking for where the cloud is very slim. It does not like Korobo. It does not like to do so much work. Most times if you look at it, you see, whenever you see the big cloud, it will trade sideways, be waiting for the cloud to become very slim so that I can quickly cross over. So these are things you need to know about the Ichimoku cloud. So when you come and see the price directly under a very mighty red cloud, very fat red cloud, you should be very short. It won't easily just break that thing and cross over to the other side. Even if it breaks, it will get trapped inside. So if you understand this strategy and you apply it all the time, you won't have so much difficulty in locating strong support. Just like I said the other day, the Ichimoku walls are one of the strongest support and resistance, especially when the cloud around there is thick, a fat cloud, not a very slim cloud. So any question regarding to the Ichimoku cloud, MACD, stochastic RSI, and the normal RSI. Any questions? Am I alone?
Yes, I'm with you.
So I believe everybody grabbed everything about the Ichimoku cloud. Okay. Mr. Anthony, which coin are you responsible for?
Sir?
Which coin are you responsible for? I said everybody must have 1, 2, 3 coins under their watch. You are responsible for if we have a breakout without you reporting to us before the breakout, you are going to pay for damages.
Try and this
If you have a
coin.
hit support and you miss out reporting, you pay for the damages. Everybody must hold at least 2 to 3 coins on their watch list for we the 8 traders hub.
Okay, I'm looking at Koti.
So you will be reporting Koti, right?
Yes, I'll be reporting Koti. It actually did break out today.
And what condition of it now?
It's still healthy. Still trading above, still at 0.56. It went as high as far as was it 580 this morning or this afternoon rather.
Okay, so please, I want you to, that will not be, I won't give you the assignment so that I don't choke your busy schedule. Mr. O.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Auxiliary. How's doing today? Do you have anything to look at?
It's not possible that we move this thing.
Doing so
The only
well.
possible thing
I think
is
it's
to move
moving around looking
this.
for support. Yeah. It's not doing so well. I can tell. So.
If we attach Solana to your Axie, that would be easy for you to manage now, right?
If what?
If we are to add Solana to your AXS,
Yes.
please you report every useful incident as regarding to Solana. Solana, you have CTK, right? I think we need an ion. AVAX atom. So you take one.
But you said I should keep an eye on and
Okay, I added videos. So Anthony, you take a atom for us. And then you add atom and AVAX. As they happen so that we miss out on anything. Once it hits any support, let's know so that if we can find an opportunity, we take it quickly.
All right.
Miss Kindness, good evening. Welcome to our class for the first time. I'm glad, and I hope you're enjoying the class.
Can that be shifted?
Yeah, I really didn't enter on time to one.
Okay, yeah, that works. Let's prove our enemies wrong.
So, just like as we heard now, we allocate coins to every member of the group. You are responsible for them. The reason for this allocations is so that we don't miss out on opportunities. One person, I personally cannot mind all the coins. It's not possible. I can't even mind more than maybe 5, 10 at a go. So we give out these coins to members so that as it's happening, you're reporting so that we know what we can do about any situation at hand. If we have a breakout, you're reporting. If we are having a dump for any reason, you're reporting. It hits a support. But you just you're new to the class, so I will not rush you. I'll just give you a very mild coin just to watch and report to us. But by the time you we learn a little about technical analysis. When I'm sure you're good to go, you're able to do a basic analysis. We'll add like 2 extra to you. So I'll be giving you okay, you can watch. I'll watch BTC. BTC and Phantom. I don't want to joke with those two. Like those are critical, especially BTC. If you miss reporting something about BTC, at least you guys see how I update on BTC in the common group all the time, so that everybody will be on the know. This is what's happening. This is how things are going. So, well, BTC, I'll keep it aside. It will be for me. So, Miss Kindness, let's look for what's your favorite coin? Which one have you traded successfully so far?
Week I traded STPT and BTC.
XTPT.
Yeah.
XTPT.
And CTK.
CTK.
STPT. Yeah. CTK.
Okay, I know that STPT. Okay, you're going to be looking at Matic for us for a start. I will assess how well you're doing. I know if you can now make it to. So you look at Matic, even though you don't know any analysis or how to analyze what's happening, at least if you see anything that's looking abnormal,
So we have to
maybe it's pumping, it's printing green candles, we should know. Or it's
push it
dumping.
this side like this to the end.
If you know any way to spot support and resistance, you use them
Drag it back.
so that we'll just know what's happening to Matic at all
Hey,
times.
come on, flash touch was.
Okay?
Go that side. Come inside. If you do something
She's
important,
still
just
there.
for the play first. Let it be outside. Let it be outside.
Hello?
Wait, it's pushing
Hello?
on me, I think.
We can hear you, sir.
Where are you flashing at
Hello,
us?
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I said, hope you understood what I said.
Yeah,
Let's move this first.
I should study maths. I'll try not.
Okay, our network is quite bad. So, generally, do you have anybody with any question about anything so that we quickly round up?
Let me see. How high can you raise this thing? It's not good.
Any questions?
Wait. Okay, I've seen something.
I've seen it better since you are not playing PS.
And then we can call it a night. Good night, everyone. From the next class. I'm sorry, before we go, how many of us here are using our laptops to make analysis?
Because it can be shooting.
Well, that's really poor, though. Really poor, really poor.
Now, you don't have to shoot this thing. Just try to, you don't have to shoot this shot.
Phone
Just try to catch this thing and drag it from
for
there.
technical analysis.
Good. Exactly.
Just inevitable. Because
Is it
you
inside this
cannot
box?
pinpoint
You don't have to be inside the
that
box.
very
Good.
tip of the candle with
simple as
your
that.
phone. It's
We need to raise
almost
it a bit.
impossible.
Wait.
Wait.
No, the rush. Run it down now.
It's not confirmed.
It will be very difficult if you're drawing a trend line with your phone. It's very, very difficult to catch the tip, like the end of that candle wick. They're trying to plot.
Make I not remove that this upward because holding it upward.
Those tips are very, very, very necessary. If not, if a little shift, very wrong signal. if you're waiting for a reversal,
You guys will need to lubricate this
the
place.
reversal might come
I'm telling us
and you're still
now,
busy
in
waiting.
essence, that so when we are doing the trend lines,
That's how it's
the
supposed to
trend
be.
lines must be
Without
at the
oil.
tip of each candle wicks that connects, right?
Think they need to
Now,
be
it
oil,
depends on what you're drawing on. Remember, I told you it mustn't even be the wicks. You can draw trend line using shoulders. You understand? You can draw trend line using the shoulders.
Okay.
And then,
Shouldn't cover like
if you
that. No, bring it
remember,
back.
while you're drawing trend line,
If you give
sometimes
it
some
time
of the
for
wicks
class.
will break as
Yes.
in go out. Some will be on the line,
Let's do
some
it
will
small.
be below. So what matters is that those ones you're
Okay, we are pushing
catching,
back.
those ones that
Yeah,
you are
yes,
seeing
it's
on
okay like
that
this.
line, you catch them
It's okay like that. So that I can pass through.
That's what matters a lot. So that when there is a breakout, sometimes if you don't do your trend line well, the bad thing about it is there'll be a breakout, you still be saying, see resistance in front. Meanwhile, it has broken out. We had a breakout with atoms. You saw, I don't know if you saw what I posted much earlier. If you didn't do your trend line well, you'll be thinking that there's a resistance up ahead. Meanwhile, it has already broken out and it's springing up. Alright, good night everyone. See you guys in the next one.
Thank you, sir.
So that's not finish like this.
Good night, sir. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
So you guys need to shift that shelf back, or are you guys okay with the points like that?
You dey ask like say you want help.
Eh? No, I need shift them. Pour oil here.
Where's the oil?
I dey tell you tomorrow, pour am.
Yeah.
See engine oil wey una dey pour from that generator. If you put it here, it will make sense. Yeah, they calm down and please go.
Allah wannan yaro ba Allah yana ma pikin namu. Just sound you like oil. The line is it. Now this guy should make me my younger one say. Now I'm serious. Say ka kaya na suna tare sense.
No closing for outside.
They just that was just a movie. Wait for us now first. Make me I never even stop the record where they record.